There are not any women in the top 10 richest people in the world. There are some women who have made a lot of money all over the world. The number of female billionaires is increasing. The richest women in the world represent several industries, including fashion and retail, food and beverage, and real estate. Today we look at the top 5 richest women in the world. Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't already, click on the subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified every time we upload a new video. Number 5. Miriam Adelson, $37 billion. Miriam Adelson is the widow of Sheldon Adelson, the former CEO and chairman of casino company Las Vegas Sands, who died at 87 in January 2021. Miriam now owns more than half of the $48 billion gambling empire. She and Sheldon Adelson donated $180 million to Republican campaigns and political action committees in 2020. She was born in Israel and became a medical doctor to help people with addiction problems. They founded the Sheldon G. Adelson Research Clinic in Las Vegas. Miriam is the richest Israeli. She has $38.2 billion. That makes her the 5th richest woman in the world and 36th in the world. She overtook Roman Abramovich, who was formerly Israel's wealthiest person, but Miriam still owns Chelsea Soccer Club with him. Number 4. Julia Koch, $46.4 billion. Julia Koch and her 3 children inherited a 42% stake in Koch Industries from her husband, David. He died in August 2019 at the age of 79. Julia moved to New York City in the 1980s and started working for a fashion designer. She had many clients with high-profile jobs. One of them was Nancy Reagan, who is the wife of the president. They met on a date when they were both looking for someone to marry. Then they found each other again 6 months later and started dating, and in 1996 they got married. They donated $10 million to Mount Sinai Medical and $10 million to Stanford Children's Hospital to study food allergies. When Koch died, he had an estimated fortune of $53.5 million. He was in a tie with his brother for 7th richest American according to Forbes 400 ranking. He left behind properties worth at least $143 million in New York City, the Hamptons, Aspen, and Florida. Number 3. Mackenzie Scott, $59 billion. Scott's marriage with Jeff Bezos ended in 2019. Scott has given $5.8 billion in grants to 500 nonprofit organizations across the U.S., and he supports causes, including racial equity, LGBTQ rights, and public health. She remarried. Her husband is a science teacher. He joined her in giving away most of her money, which she had to do under the terms of their divorce settlement. As part of that deal, Bezos transferred some shares of Amazon stock to Scott, who has 4% of the company's ownership in May 2019. Shortly after she announced the divorce, she signed to give away a lot of money. Scott and Bezos met in 1992 and started to work at D.E. Shaw. They married the following year and moved to Seattle in 1994. Scott, who has published 2 novels, was a student of author Toni Morrison at Princeton and worked as her research assistant for her. In July 2020, she announced that she had given nearly $1.7 billion to 119 nonprofit groups, and that her last name was now Scott. Number 2. Alice Walton, $66 billion. Recently, the daughter of Sam Walton lost her spot as the richest woman in the world. She was still very rich but didn't have enough money to stay in that position. The retail giant that sells a lot of things online has introduced free delivery. This is part of an Amazon Prime-like membership program, which helped boost online sales by 69% in the year through January. The owner of this company has a good net worth because they have been successful in the business. She has not worked at Walmart like her siblings. Rob and Jim opened the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in her hometown of Bentonville, Arkansas. It has art from Andy Warhol, Norman Rockwell, and Mark Rothko. In January 2020, she wanted to fix America's broken healthcare. She had plans to open a holistic health institute in Bentonville. Walton was raised with 3 brothers in Bentonville. Walton's mom and dad were divorced. Walton went to Bentonville High School, and then she went to Trinity University in Texas. She got a BA in economics and finance. After that, she did some work as an equity analyst and money manager for E.F. Hutton. In 1988, she founded the Walmart Company. She was president, chairwoman, and CEO. She is one of the first people to be on the Northwest Arkansas Council. She also helped make the Northwest Arkansas National Airport. Alice Walton is a very rich woman. She was behind the creation of the Northwest Arkansas Regional Airport. It has her name on it now. Alice lives a modest life, and she also does a lot of philanthropy work. She owns a ranch in Texas that is over 3,200 acres big, but she spends most of her time caring for horses. Number 1. Francoise Bettencourt Meyers, $82.9 billion. Francoise Bettencourt Meyers may be the richest woman in the world, but her life hasn't been easy. The granddaughter of L'Oreal's founder, Eugene Schuler Bettencourt Meyers, inherited a lot of money after a legal battle with someone close to her mother. She doesn't want the money for herself, so she spends it on her writing career and goes to work for L'Oreal. Bettencourt Meyers and her family own 33% of L'Oreal's stock. She has served on L'Oreal's board since 1997 and is chairman for the family holding company. When her mother, Lillian Bettencourt, died in 2017 at age 94, she became France's reigning L'Oreal heiress. Meyers is the president of her family's philanthropic foundation. The Bettencourt Meyers family is French, and they want to help people in France with their sciences and arts. They contributed $226 million after a fire happened at Notre Dame Cathedral. The world's 12th richest person is a woman. She has enough money to buy a mansion in every state on the island and probably an entire small country. But, unfortunately, even though she has so much money, there is still a wage gap between men and women, and most mothers have to take care of their children. If you like it, then make sure to watch more videos on our channel. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.